warehousing, delivery,
deliveries or something.
We should question ourselves in terms of project management quality. So how do we measure? We set a timeline. What's the timeline that, do we meet the timeline or not? We utilize the budget, we put the budget to the rest of the function. Do we actually, how's the budget being utilized? Is it within spend or do they overspend? And other than that, it's plan and actual. So I think the number 3 is, the most important is question back, are we a quality project management team or not? So that's true.
Product quality, basically we are talking about when we pre-launch our product, actually we have run through a lot of QC and QA as well as a trial run. To make sure our product is always in high quality basis in terms of the taste, or even the packaging, the materials, everything that we use. Then the after launch would be the one is trade sampling, and another one is like for example, like to conduct a consumer taste profiling test to see what is the consumer perception towards our products. Then from there, from step to step, we will keep improving our products. So the second,
okay. Then number 2 is actually quality of outlet and channel execution. Because we can have plan, we can brief the salespeople, but if at the end of the day when they go to the trade, they did not execute the picture of success or the guideline that we gave them, then at the end of the day it's considered a non-quality execution. Okay? So far is that. But the third one is
the second one is on the production reliability, the throughput fulfillment. Let's say, for example, in a year, the sales team already forecasted, say, X amount, X quantity, whether our production is able to fulfill that amount or not. So from there, we will break down, say, in a month, they're supposed to produce, say, this quantity, and based on the schedule,
we are talking about is our quality of our brand strategy, right? What kind of image that we want to carry out to capture our consumer or capture our target market. For example, from the product packaging, from the
ecosystem. How we measure? We do the internal tester from the QA department, and then we get the market sampling, and then get the comment from the consumer. And then the second one is packaging, where we check how we measure. We check the liquid.
We have complete delivery, on-time delivery, make sure there's no OS. Okay, and then also we measure based on service level KPI.
What, who, how, why? That's the most important, because SK been throwing to us most of the time. What if? But what is the reason why he's asking is why? Why you are doing this? Why you are doing this? So you always have to answer the 5W at 1H. So if I meet...
So how we measure is based on our QA and QC. Okay, we have the lab testing. So this is to assure that the product quality is achieved. Second is the reality. How can we get our department to be transparent to us by sharing the costs, sharing the resources, the processes,
so that we can put in the schedule and the timeline. Okay? And also
Actually, I've been in the company for 6 years, doing project management 6 years until now. Never attend a formal project management class. So seriously, I think that, again, I would say that thank you for the management to send all of us here. And they give their input, information is very crucial. Another bit is also, I guess when we look into project management and the planning, actually we go very details. Once you miss out all the details and you realize that costing is not factored in, risk is not identified, and actually for myself, I think that project management, the portion that interesting, or I cannot say I like the most, but the interesting bit actually is the risk management. I think project management is always talking about the risk bit, where there is contingency coming up, things screw up, trial run not happening, product quality gone. So I guess for myself, risk management is the bit that, yeah, I guess it's something that I go very details and identify the risk from the beginning. And I hope that I can see more and see further so that I can be a successful project manager. Thank you.
All right.
Actually from MS and TM. And naturally, we become the project leader in all, mostly in terms of all the new product launches in FMM. And my sharing is, before I come in, we are MS, we have a key activity network to actually oversee the whole process. But the first day, the half day, I realized that why we need to be there, be here. We have everything. But after the session, I realized that this seminar, this project, the training session is actually very complete. A lot of things we actually miss out from the first time, from start until the end. We are now only focused on those key milestones that we want to achieve. But in between, like me, I'm not really experienced, and a lot of time tend to forget a lot of things, like this coming project we have a or whatever. I cannot see a very big picture. So after here, the powerful of this sticker is very powerful. Everybody can come in and stick whatever thing they think of, so that is a part that we cannot miss. And the second one is the WBS with cost factor to be in. That one, I think, at this point of time, we don't have visibility on that. So just now, I think, Sim already mentioned, some of you also mentioned, that is very important points. And the last one is the risk management. And sometimes, and we didn't foresee the risk until that happened, only we find a solution to actually encounter it. That part should not be missed out also. So that's my learning. Thank you.
So workers, have you made up your mind? Who will be the winner? Alright, now.
Similar time. So firstly, I'd like to thank SK. I've heard some good things about you from Quality, and I hope you like us. I don't know how good we were, but certainly we want to become better than what we have. So thanks a lot for this. But I just want to highlight just a few things before we push off and lunch and close this. And it's no rocket science. It probably goes back to history of industrialization. That the biggest barrier to anything to move in organizations are mindset and our interface with others. These are the two biggest barriers that if we can fix. One, our own mindset and our ability to interface with others better and differently. I think we can start crossing a lot of bridges. We can become bridges for us not to be able to cross them. And when it gets to project management, it eventually boils back to exactly the same thing. One of the things that normally ends up, and at least 3 or 4 things which comes to my mind, which ends up becoming a barrier, and I'm hoping that some of the program stuff that we did today, these last few days, helped us to cross that bridge. One of them is silos. and it's very easy to go into silos. And I'll tell you why we go into silos. The reason we go into silos is because we are insecure people. Human beings and organizations individually, by default, we become insecure. So we get a lot of security in our own domain, and we feel a lot of sense of completeness in what we are really good at. And what groups need and what projects need is your contribution beyond what you're good at. And I think that's one thing we have to keep in mind, and that helps us to break silos, to take that fear of insecurity away, and be able to integrate with various functions and integrate with others, and don't find security in our own core expertise. And I think the minute we can start finding security in somebody else's core expertise, it helps us to break silos. That's one thing that normally becomes a barrier. And I'm hoping that we've talked a bit about silo breaking, integrating with various people in the organization. So that's one, is please break silos. Our organization